Hello and welcome to another episode of More Pirate Moments. Today's episode, we're going to start off with a moment that I did a long time ago. This was before they updated the respawn distance. So this is back when ships spawned really close. Uh, we had just spawned on Kraken's Fall. I wanted to do a quick scan of the island, see if I could find anything random. I found like a powder keg, but I also ran into some skeleton music, and I was like, hey, somebody's skeleton bounty is here. We can try to steal it. By the way, I'm in a two-man sloop. So my buddy and I are looking for the skeletons when we see the other sloop come, and we see that they see our sloop. So I'm like, you know what? Because my buddy loves to fight. He just loves to just sink people. I'm not so much that way, but you know. I was like, you know what? You go defend the ship, keep it afloat, keep them there. I'm gonna grab the powder keg and I'll blow them. And it worked perfectly. He was fighting them off, keeping our ship afloat, and I went right behind them with the powder keg. They didn't know I was coming. Blew them up, hopped on board to seal the deal, make sure they sank. And I was like, dude, there's 5 skeleton skulls here. We gotta steal it from them. So we grab all the skulls, get them on our ship, and then their ship is already coming back. So we start running. Now, so this was Kraken's fault. So we go down south to Ancient Spire, and we probably could have, I'm sure we could have taken them in a fight, but I wanted to have a little bit more fun, and I wanted to be a little bit safer about it. So we have the sloop going straight, not going towards any rocks or anything, really close to the island, and we both jump off with a skull. We deposit the skulls, and then take a mermaid back, as if nothing had happened. And so they're still chasing our ship at a moment that was empty. And so we get back on, and now we're like, all right, let's go do that again. We go all the way to Plunder Outpost against the wind. So they're chasing us for, this is at least 15 minutes they're chasing us. Probably more. Um, we get to Plunder, we do the same thing, and that's what I've got in this video clip is us going to Plunder. My buddy has an idea though, because there was 5, so now there's 3 left, and to get them all out, he's like, you know what? One of these is a foul skull. I'm just gonna drop this overboard. I'm gonna drop this foul skull in the water nearby, and then we're gonna take the other skulls and we're gonna go and we're gonna deposit them. So that's exactly what we did. We had the ship going straight again. We jumped off, deposited it. At this point, they have nothing left to gain. We have deposited all their gold, or all skulls. And I just wanted to brag. I just wanted to hop on board and say, you know what? You just chased us for nothing. Across the entire map, you get nothing out of this. And so what I did is we hopped back on, and he wanted to fight them. I didn't want to fight them. I wanted them to know that they chased us for nothing. I didn't want them to get sunk and then think that maybe they just missed out. I want them to know they chased us for nothing. So we hopped into game chat, and I'm not sure if they heard us or not because they didn't respond. But we explained the situation. We're like, "Hey, you got nothing here." We scuttled our ship, and I just played music while they sat and they tried. They were new, so they weren't very good. Uh, they eventually did kill me because I was just playing the accordion while the ship was sinking. But I love the fact that I made sure they knew that they did all of that work for nothing. They just wasted so much time trying to chase us down. It was wonderful. So for this next clip, I was with a crew that I hadn't played with before, so I wasn't very confident in their fighting skills. We went to a skull fort, and it already had 2 galleons and a sloop fighting. So we decided instead of getting into this fight and wasting all our resources, we hid behind a giant rock and we played the waiting game. And they sank each other, and we swooped in, got the gold, and ran before they could get back. And for my last story, I'm gonna have to remember to clear my DVR more because I was unable to record a clip of this brilliant fight because my DVR was full. I cannot believe I missed out on this. I'm so upset. So I'm gonna really have to make sure I get a lot of videos kind of cut down and get rid of any excess stuff that I don't need more often so I can record these things. But anyway, so this story, the way it started was brilliant too. I was doing a solo sloop. There was some of the more dedicated Sea of Thieves community guys like Crow's Nest and Crew of Thieves and stuff on Twitter were doing a riddle challenge, and so they were about to post the first riddle, and I was like, hey, this could be fun. I wanted to do this, so I just went to the bathroom because I was a couple minutes before they were about to post what the riddle was. So my guy's just sitting in the bar, and I come back and I see on the screen there's this guy with his musket right there in my face. I quickly put on my headset. I'm like, no, no, don't kill me, don't kill me. And he didn't kill me, and we actually became friends. And so it was a two-person sloop actually, is what who had found me, and we decided to be friendly, and we actually decided to team up. And so I sunk my sloop and just joined them, and I would steer if we were ever in a fight, so that I'm not in a risky situation really, and then they would do the fighting. Um, so we went, and the first riddle brought us to Crow's Nest Fortress. So we went there, and we ended up just grabbing all the powder kegs that were there, which was like 8 or 10. Like, it was a good amount of powder kegs. I was pretty surprised that we just kept finding them. And so we were pretty stocked, and they wanted to go kill people. So we saw a guy in the distance. We went after it, and we hunted them down a little bit. We got into a little bit of a fight, and we were just using cannons at this point for now. But I can't remember why. It might have been us, or they might have just been foolish. But somehow the galleon's anchor got dropped, and so they were kind of sitting there. They had a shot at us, but I just moved us towards the front. But while we're in this fight, another galleon is coming up behind them, and we don't know. I don't know if they wanted to help us or if they wanted to kill everybody, but we were just killing everybody. We weren't trying to be friends. So the first galleon is sitting there, and then we're going to the front of it, and this other one's coming from the back, from their 5 o'clock basically, and they pull up right beside it and just start shooting at that first one. And while that's happening, we're getting right in front, because I don't think they were really worried about us. We're getting right in front of the new galleon, and my two guys jump off. Remember, I have to stay on the wheel, because if I die, then I don't know where I'm respawning, but I'm not going to be able to play with my friends, or my new friends. So my two guys jump off. I think I just kind of spin it around a little bit. They blow up the new galleon and sink that. All the while, the first galleon is starting to sink because they've just been getting hit by too many cannons. So we just sank 2 galleons. I think we got like a seafarer's chest or something. It was nothing great. Maybe marauders at most. But we killed them. Then we did a little bit more sailing, but shortly after, we saw another galleon at Shipwreck Bay. And we will never know if this was one of the 2 galleons that we just sank. I'm not sure. But we went for them, and their galleon was close to the island. It was within the rocky perimeter. But I wanted to get these guys off guard, so I was like, we're in a sloop. I'm pretty confident in my skills. I can thread the needle. I can get us full speed right behind that galleon and between the rocks. So that's what I did. I just went straight right behind them, and then I kind of turned us out of the rocks. And then while we passed, my 2 guys, again, jump off, blow them up, and we sink their galleon. And then we also killed them. And at this point, we also see, now that we're killing them all, I think one of them had been alive at this point, we saw they had a chest of sorrows just sitting on the beach. So we're like, all right, we just got a cursed chest from them. So we went and we deposited that, and that was great. We were killing. I think in total we killed 3 or 4. Well, obviously at least 3, 4, maybe 4 galleons, and 1 or 2 sloops. So we were a killing machine. It was pretty great. That just goes to show, powder kegs can really turn the tide of any battle. But yeah, that was a really fun story for me, because I never 3-person slooped. But also, I just found these random people and I befriended them, which was really awesome. It was one of the cool things I like about Sea of Thieves, is you just make these friends with random people. But then also the fact that we were slooping, we were just killing galleons left and right. So that was really fun. So that's what I've got for you for this episode of More Pirate Moments. If you have any comments or if you have any stories of your own, please leave them in the comments. Shout out to the Cloaked Knight for leaving a comment in my last video. I hope more of you can post stories because I want to know your stories, but also I want to be able to uh, give shout outs. And Cloaked, if you had a little bit of a shorter story, I may have actually repeated it on this, but it was long, but it was good. And I don't want you to shorten it just so I can say it. You got the shout out, the Cloaked Knight. I appreciate you commenting on the video and watching the video, and I appreciate you giving me your story because it's nice to see other people's stories. That's what Sea of Thieves is all about, is, the community, making friends, telling stories. Even if you're killing each other, be respectful and friendly about it. It can work. So yeah, that's one of the things I love about Sea of Thieves. So please, I hope you enjoy the story. Leave comments. Tell me your own tales. Whenever I make another one, maybe I'll give you a shout out. Until then, have a great day.